How's it going, guys? My name is Mr. Fizz and welcome back to the channel. I'm going to be making a video that's going to be a little controversial because some people won't agree with me whatsoever, but I think these changes are needed in year 5, year 6, and it's something I would like to see happen. So the video topic I'm going to be talking about is we need to be buffing and nerfing a couple operators on this list. Number 1 needs to be Alibi. Alibi right now is a great operator for me. I definitely use Alibi, and I definitely get a lot of kills with her. The problem begins to arise with her gadget. I use her gadget in doorways and windows because people shoot through those doorways and windows and they get pinged. That's really all I use Alibi for. It's a good intel gadget, but I think Alibi needs to have some sort of trickery added into her. In her operator video, you can see that she is tricking an enemy, and the enemy shoots the wrong person and she shoots them. So you can see in the operator video that she's probably geared to trick people and to trick the enemy team into thinking, oh, this is probably a real person. So I definitely think Alibi Prismas need to have her headgear and uniform match the Prismas. This is what I wrote here. Alibi needs to have her headgear and uniform match the Prismas, and I definitely agree with it 100%. I stand by 100%. A lot of people have been saying this, and some people say it's because of, the game engine. I completely understand that. But if there's a way we can get this to happen, it'd probably be for the better. And, yeah, just 100% agree with it. A lot of people say this should happen, and I agree with it. All right, so next on Alibi is the Prisms need to have an option to change stance as well. I don't know. I don't know how you would do this, but maybe it could be something on your pad, like you hit your D-pad, hit one arrow specifically, and it changes the stance. So when you pull the Prisma out, it's automatically standing, but if you press the arrow key, it could change it to crouch or prone. And that would make Alibi really interesting because you could see a lot of play be used on her in terms of, really tricking the enemy team. And that is 100% a good idea that I have in mind. And I don't see a lot of people talking about it, but a Prisma changing stance would be downright scary. And I think this needs to be added into the game. All right, and to balance it out, I'm going to go ahead and remove her impact grenades and replace it with a bulletproof camera. Alibi in general is supposed to be this operator who can gain intel, but she's also used to trick people. And a good way to gain intel is, by having a bulletproof camera. I definitely think Alibi with the impact grenades might be a little too solid. I play with her in ranked, and sometimes if I just need someone with impacts, great gun, and a great gadget that can gather intel, I'll go Alibi. But I think Alibi in general is solid, but like I said, I think she needs some changes. So I think all of that, what I just listed off, plus impacts, may be a little too much. So I'd replace it with the bulletproof camera. So she would in general just have the playable shield and bulletproof camera. And I think that's a really solid setup with her, and I agree with it 100%. All right, next is Wamai. So Wamai needs to have a buff as well. This is what I consider a buff. Wamai needs his deployable shield removed, and it needs to be replaced with impact. Now, this is going to be a little controversial. I definitely think Wamai in general is supposed to be used as an anchor type player than it is, to roam. And I agree with it 100%. Wamai is this 2 armor, 2 speed, who has a great gadget. I definitely think Wamai, as of right now, and this deployable shield, it makes sense, but not a whole lot of sense. I definitely think if you give him impact grenades, he can be this anchor who can open up a little bit of sights and can make some vertical play, maybe horizontal play, and get some good lines of sight and generally help him out as an anchor. And I definitely agree with that 100%. Another buff I made for him is he needs a minor damage buff to the MP5K. This would affect Mute as well, but I play Mute a lot, and I definitely think the MP5K is a little weak. Giving the MP5K 2 to 4 extra damage points wouldn't hurt the gun at all, and it'd make the MP5K a more viable option because the AUG 2 is an assault rifle, and it's amazing on Wamai. But there's some people out there who don't want to have majority of their screen taken up by the assault rifle, and they want to go the submachine gun, but the submachine gun's a little too weak. So we need to go ahead and buff the MP5K and make it a little bit more balanced with the AUG 2. I'm not saying like make it right next to the AUG 2. I'm just saying make it more of a viable option, and I think it definitely help out. Alright, so we just got done with our 2 buffs, and now I'm going to go ahead and get onto our 2 nerfs. So again, it's going to be a little controversial. The first one needs to be Ash. Ash needs to be nerfed, and she already got her ACOG taken away, but that really hasn't changed much at all. Now, I don't think messing with her speed is going to change much at all, or messing with her gadget is going to change much at all. I think messing with her gun is where the problem lies. The R4C is a broken gun. It is really powerful, and we need to nerf it down. So I wrote here, Ash needs a damage nerf to her R4C. So removing a couple of his damage points could actually help out R4C in terms of becoming weaker. And yeah, I stand by 100%. R4C is a really powerful weapon. Go ahead and remove its damage a little bit and see how that works out. And it'd probably be for the better. It also needs increased recoil. I'm not saying it needs to be like Ella's Scorpion, but I definitely think it should be around there, probably be lower than that. So yeah, her recoil right now is like laser accurate, and toning that up would really help in terms of making Ash a little weaker. And I'm going to change her secondary gadget out. The breach charges need to be replaced with Claymore. Breach charges are already a powerful gadget in this game, and her gadget, her primary gadget, is the breaching rounds. So breach charges plus breaching rounds gives her a total of around 5 breaching charges to use in one round. I definitely think removing those could definitely help out, make Ash actually have to think about, where am I going to put these breaching rounds, and am I actually going to put this to use by using up my utility on this particular object. So it definitely makes Ash players think that way, and that's the way I think she should have been all along. Definitely go ahead and replace it with Claymore. I chose Claymore because I think Ash needs to have an option to watch her back, and I think Claymore would fit her well. So that's my Ash nerfs. And now we're going to get into the last operator I think should be nerfed, and it's going to be Sophia. So Sophia should now only have 1 impact grenade on her lifeline, and her M762 has minor damage nerf and increased recoil. So Sophia right now is pretty much complete. I definitely think she is very similar to Mozzie in terms of having great gadgets, great weapons, but I definitely think she might be a little too powerful. She's still going to have her 2 concussions, but 1 impact could make a difference, and it's something I'm all for, and yeah, 100% for it. Okay, so I think I've listed off all of my nerfs and buffs for 4 operators that need to be touched on in year 6 or year 5, and I definitely think these right here aren't that crazy, and I'm all for it 100%. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you agree with me, vote in the top right hand corner. I've made this video because it needs to be talked about. Alright, so thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next video.